So what about the most popular quad exercise of all time, the barbell back squat? Well, let's see. It offers high tension on the quads deep in the hole when they're most stretched. They should feel good, especially once you lock in your bar path, and they might be one of the best exercises for progressive overload, period. You can always add a little weight or a rep each week as you gain size and strength. Now, because it's a free weight squat, your spinal erectors will have to do some stabilization, but that's not a deal breaker in my opinion. Your quads are still the prime movers, and if you need any proof that squats can build some monster quads, just go to a powerlifting meet. All the biggest squatters will have some massive quads, and I don't think I've ever seen an exception to that. Now, some anatomy enjoyers will point out that the rectus femoris head is not maximally activated by the squat because, unlike the other three heads, it's shortening at the knee while lengthening at the hip. This is true. However, studies still show pretty solid rectus femoris growth with squats, and as long as you include one other exercise in your program that we'll get to, this concern completely goes away. So, while the mild anatomy concern almost pulls it back to A tier, I just can't take the barbell back squat out of S tier without a guilty conscience. They are going in A tier as well. The hack squat is a long-time bodybuilding staple, and it ticks all the same boxes as the barbell squat, plus it has a few extra benefits. You can generally get your sets done a bit faster because there's less setup. You'll be a bit more locked in, meaning less stabilization work and potentially more direct quad tension, and you can play with your foot position to find a comfortable spot without worrying about your balance. Contrary to popular belief, the latest science shows that on average, free weights and machines can both build muscle roughly equally as long as you're pushing your sets hard. This is truly a brilliant quad builder, and it's obviously going in S tier. The pendulum squat is similar to the hack squat, except the weight moves up and down in an arc. I actually find this resistance path feels more natural than the linear hack squat, so these movements just keep getting better and better. That said, most gyms don't have a pendulum squat, so not everyone will be able to do it. I still think it belongs in S tier though. All right, last squat type movement for now. The Smith machine squat seems to be a bit more accepted now than it was 4 or 5 years ago, especially as more top bodybuilders gravitate to it. I think the best thing about the Smith machine is that you can actually push your quads close to or to failure without that same fear of falling over or needing to dump the bar. And other than potentially reduced stabilizer involvement, it really is the same basic movement pattern as the free weight barbell squat. And so for hypertrophy, it also has to go in F tier. Bulgarian split squats are brutal, but they sure do work. You'll get a huge stretch on your quads, and doing each leg unilaterally can be very helpful for preventing any left to right muscle imbalances. But because they're so fatiguing and psychologically challenging, I usually only program 2 sets of these per workout. Your quads will get more sore doing these than on almost any other exercise, and while soreness isn't a one-to-one predictor of hypertrophy, in this case, I think it is a good indication that you're hitting the right muscle. I'm putting Bulgarian split squats in S tier. Deadlifts do activate the quads, but not nearly as much as squats do. That's not surprising. I had to crown just one exercise as the best of the best for quad growth. I think I'd have to go with a hack squat. I personally find the pendulum squat feels better, but because most gyms don't have one, I'll go with a hack squat. The one issue with hacks is that on some machines, you can't get to full depth without coming up solid. If that's the case for you, try adding some yoga blocks on top of your shoulders, and then you'll be able to get all the way down. And if your gym doesn't have a hack squat, I'd say a high bar barbell back squat would be my alternate go-to as a #1 quad builder. And if I had to pick one exercise as the worst of the worst, I guess it'd have to be the Bosu ball squat. Just get rid of the Bosu ball, and it immediately becomes more stable, more safe, and more effective. Now, do you know the best and worst triceps exercises? If not, you gotta check out my new video on triceps training over here. And that's it for this one, guys. Don't forget to leave me a thumbs up if you enjoyed the video, subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you guys all here in the next one.